Central boiler, classic edge 350. It's broken again. This time, well, I guess it's all my fault. So I feel like it would be a huge disservice to you guys, outdoor wood boiler users or enthusiasts or people that just want to know, if I didn't make this video. It's the fall, it's the time to get it ready to go, get it cleaned out, and it's the best way to clean it out is when it's cold because you can get right in there and inspect everything. So I'll put a time lapse in. I've cleaned it before on the old YouTuber, and it's pretty straightforward. You shovel the ash out of the top, shovel the ash out of the bottom, clean out the heat exchangers, and I use the leaf blower to blow all the stuff out the back. It gets it super clean. I don't know if you've been around long or if you're just finding this video for the first time finding the channel, but I've been running this boiler for 4 years now, and I have had constant creosote issues. And last year I figured I had an airflow problem, and this is also a good time of the year to check that because I can work in there without burning my face off. So I turned the boiler on, I held the button in so that the fan would run to check the airflow, because the air is supposed to come out along the sides here. You'll see those holes. There's 3 holes on both sides, and that's the primary air, and it also would be in the front here, and that's that plate there that I've already taken off. So it blows through those holes in the front, and then it blows also down the side. The only place I was getting air was out of the front. Both of the side air charge tubes were completely packed solid with creosote. Once I get it finished, cleaned the rest of the way out, I'll put like a before and after in so that you guys can see how plugged up it really was. I don't know how this thing was working at all.
I'll throw a picture in right now with an arrow, but this corner right here and this corner over here is where the airflow comes from the primary air charge, right? This tube right here is where the air gets blown in, and it comes out of the holes in the front plate, or it's directed down each side. Each corner was completely packed solid. There was no air passing. The air charge tube from the bolt back, it had creosote in it, but it wasn't like packed full. But these corners weren't allowing any airflow at all.
I've had trouble with it since the day that I first lit it. Our first season, I had wet wood, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I plugged it up, and by the time I realized that it was plugged up, it was really plugged up, and I thought that I cleaned it out, but I definitely didn't. So I have been fighting with this issue nonstop, and now I've got to order some parts. So that plate is mangled, and it came out that bent. It's hard to see on camera, but if you look down that plate, how bent up that thing is, it just mounts with, there's 3 bolts that go in here, and then there's just acorn nuts that go on top of it, and that's what holds it tight. And I looked down inside there, and the only holes that were open is this one here that's cracked. This one was plugged. That one was plugged solid. This one, you couldn't even feel the hole. It was so plugged solid. It is an absolute bear. I worked on this yesterday for 6 hours probably, maybe a little more, trying to get this stuff all broken out of there. And I've made some headway, but I'm still not there yet. And now I've decided that I need to take these side air charge tubes off the same way that I took the front off. I've got to unbolt them. If you see, there is an acorn nut here, and there's another one back there. First, I have to get all the creosote off of those so that I can get a socket on there. And surprisingly enough, they come loose. I thought for sure there's no way in hell that I was going to be able to break those things loose, but I got the first one loose, and I'm like, huh, look at that. So solid design there. At least they're made to come apart, which I'm glad. All right, so we're making a little progress out here. I was able to get the one air channel off right here, and like I thought, it's pretty bent up. We're going to replace it. I think it's $50 for the pair of them. So you can see where that stud is, and inside that channel is just full of creosote, and that's what it looked like. I haven't cleaned any of that stuff out yet. That's what it looked like. So I've started taking the other side off. See, I've got the bolts, or the nuts are already off the bolts, both of them. That back one was a pain. It was covered in creosote trying to get the socket on there, but eventually. And now, slowly but surely, I am just running up and down that channel with my 2 weapons of choice here. One is a big giant flathead screwdriver, and the other one is this stainless steel scraper that I've got. And it's going to take a while. It took me a while the last time, and every once in a while I'm tapping on it with a hammer just to try to break it all loose. Nothing, I'm not wailing on it. Either way, back at it.
Woohoo! I won.
All right, it's a week later and we are back out at the boiler. My parts came in. I ordered them from diwheating.com. Not affiliated at all. They're a central boiler dealer. I think they're in like Minnesota or something like that. Website's super easy to use. You can look up your machine by part number or by model number and then by whatever parts are available. So pretty neat. I'll throw a link down below like I said. I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you how much creosote came out of there. So this is my shop vac and it's a 2-gallon shop vac. I emptied that thing out before I got started. That's probably got a gallon or so's worth of creosote. That's not saying there's also some I pushed down below into the reaction chamber through the hole, the big chunks that wouldn't suck up into the shop vac. And when I first got started, before I decided to keep track of how much I had taken out, I threw a bunch into my ash bin too. So quite a bit. That's how much. It is time to get these parts installed. So both plates come with all the hardware you need and installation instructions if you need them. So we are going to get after it right now. Let me get these guys set up and we'll start changing these carriage bolts and we'll get these new plates on and get this thing buttoned up. We won't need it today though. It's supposed to be 75 today.
All right, so first thing I got to do is take these old carriage bolts out, just a 1/2-inch socket. Hopefully they come out.
Okay, so that took me a little longer than I thought it was going to. It was not as easy as I thought it was going to be, like everything always is. But there it is, installed, plate number 1. So I was struggling to get the plate in the channel because this C section here is a little too open. And I'm sure it's supposed to be nice tight tolerances so that it locks in place, but I couldn't get it in, so I took it in the house and squeezed it a little bit in the vise in the garage and then brought it back out a couple of times and eventually got it to where it would fit in there nice and snug. And then the brackets for the bolts were, I don't know, deformed, bent, whatever, so it took me a little bit to get those to line up. But either way, this one should go a little smoother, so let's get after it.
All right, so next is to put the air charge tube in. I have already squeezed this in the vise a couple of times to try to get it to fit. I think we're pretty close now, and it does matter left and right. You want to make sure that you have the tabs like this on the bottom, and to make sure that you have a hole behind your last stud. And that will make sense if you are doing this to your own central boiler. So before I get too much farther ahead, I almost forgot to put the washers on. That would have sucked. Go through all that work and then have to redo it all. Okay. We're winning. Alright, so now that we got that in place, put the washer on and the acorn nut. Same thing on the front. And this is a 9/16 socket.
So we are back at the boiler for day 5 of this process. The battery died at the tail end of me trying to install that front plate, and it's probably better off because by the time I got to that point I was really frustrated, and there was some bad words being said. So thankfully I eventually got it in. I did not do a very good job of cleaning out the front edge. There's a lip that plate has to go up underneath, and it was fighting me the whole way. I spent 2 hours after the battery died scraping and chipping away at the creosote that had built up so that I could get the plate in there where it belongs and get everything buttoned up the way it's supposed to be. And we can take a look at that. So there's the front plate installed as it should be. There is both sides bolted in place. Everything's looking good, ready for use. So today we have one more thing to do. That's the refractory brick, and that goes down inside right there.
Suck it out with the vacuum. Stink bug. What did I get in there? Okay. Oh boy.
There's the opening. Everything's cleaned out, ready for the reinstallation of the new ones. But I thought real quick I would show you the old versus new. They're down here on the ground. You can see how broken away this edge is, and this top lip is gone. So, and they were both split in half. Now the only thing left to do is get the new ones in there and get this thing buttoned up. New parts installed, boiler is clean, and we are ready for the burning season. We're still hanging way too warm during the day to get the boiler lit up just yet, so maybe in a few weeks, if you want to see how that goes, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification, and then you'll know when I know. So either way, I appreciate you guys coming along today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you are in the central boiler lineup like I am, and you're looking to get those side plates off, be prepared for a battle. It's not easy, but it can be done. And if you got any questions, reach out in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. It definitely, the video doesn't do it justice, the amount of effort it took to get all of that creosote out and to get those plates out and then put back in. Neither part of the process was really that great, but it's done. So either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. I hope to see you on the next one, and have a good day, guys. We'll see you. Who's that? There's the missus back there wandering around. We're back. Day 5 of the saga. Holy smokes, this has been a pain in the ass. I hope this isn't an every 4-year thing, because I don't think we're doing it every 4 years. I think we're just going to do it one more time and sell it.